Welcome back, fellow explorers, to another intriguing episode of Mysteric Thoughts. Today, we embark on an extraordinary journey into the depths of history to unravel the enigmatic story of the Titanic. This iconic ship, hailed as the pinnacle of maritime engineering and luxury, met a tragic fate that continues to captivate and mystify us. As we dive into the past, don't forget to subscribe, comment, and stay tuned for more captivating content from Mysteric Thoughts. The year is 1912. The Titanic, a marvel of engineering and opulence, sets sail on its maiden voyage, captivating the world with its grandeur. Designed by the White Star Line and built by Harland and Wolff, Titanic was the largest and most luxurious ship ever constructed at the time. Its grandeur was showcased in its lavish interiors, which were inspired by the most opulent designs of the era, featuring everything from a grand staircase to a Turkish bath. Titanic's launch was celebrated with great fanfare, and its designers boasted of its unsinkable nature due to its advanced safety features, including watertight compartments and a double-bottomed hull. The ship was equipped with the latest technology, including a Marconi wireless telegraph system that was crucial for sending distress signals in emergencies. However, the very features that were supposed to make Titanic invulnerable would not be enough to prevent its catastrophic sinking. On April 10, the 1912, Titanic embarked on its maiden voyage from Southampton, England to New York City. The ship carried over 2,200 passengers and crew members, including some of the wealthiest people of the time. Among the passengers were prominent figures like John Jacob Astor, I.V. Benjamin Guggenheim, and Isidor Straus, all of whom would tragically perish in the disaster. Titanic was a floating palace, offering unparalleled luxury and comfort. The ship's amenities included a swimming pool, a squash court, a gymnasium, and even a lavish dining room that could seat up to 500 people. Passengers could indulge in fine dining experiences in the first-class dining saloon, enjoy a game of cards in the smoking room, or simply relax in the luxurious cabins, which featured state-of-the-art furnishings and decor. The atmosphere on board was one of excitement and anticipation. Passengers marveled at the ship's opulence and looked forward to the journey across the Atlantic. The Titanic was not just a mode of transportation. It was a symbol of progress, luxury, and the new age of maritime travel. Just 4 days into the voyage, on the night of April 14th, the Titanic struck an iceberg. The collision occurred at around 11:40 p.m., and the iceberg tore a massive gash along the ship's starboard side, causing the vessel to start taking on water rapidly. Despite receiving multiple ice warnings from other ships in the area, Titanic's speed remained high, which many believe contributed to the severity of the collision. Panic quickly spread through the ship as the crew and passengers realized the gravity of the situation. Lifeboats were launched, but there were not enough to accommodate all passengers. The ship's crew worked frantically to manage the chaos, but the gravity of the situation led to confusion and fear. Despite the ship's claims of being unsinkable, Titanic's fate was sealed that night. As the ship began to sink, it broke apart, with the stern rising high into the air before finally plunging into the icy waters. The final moments were marked by bravery and tragedy, with passengers and crew members facing their fate in the freezing North Atlantic. Lifeboats were launched into the cold sea, but many were not filled to capacity, and some were even lowered into the water before they were completely loaded. The lack of sufficient lifeboats meant that many passengers had no choice but to jump into the frigid waters or cling to debris, hoping for rescue. The tragedy was exacerbated by the class divide, with first-class passengers receiving preferential treatment during the evacuation. The RMS Carpathia, a Cunard Line ship, arrived on the scene at around 4:00 a.m. on April 15, 1912, to rescue the survivors. By that time, the Titanic had already sunk, and the full scale of the disaster became apparent. Over 1,500 lives were lost in what would become one of the deadliest maritime disasters in history. The survivors, many of whom were in shock and suffering from exposure, were brought aboard the Carpathia. The world watched in horror as news of the disaster spread, and the survivors' accounts of the tragedy highlighted the human cost of the sinking. The aftermath saw a global outpouring of grief and sympathy, with memorials and tributes dedicated to those who perished. The sinking of the Titanic raised many questions that continue to intrigue historians, researchers, and the public today. Why were there not enough lifeboats for all passengers? Could the disaster have been prevented with better planning or safety measures? What role did the ship's speed and the lack of binoculars for lookouts play in the collision? Investigations revealed numerous shortcomings in maritime safety, including inadequate lifeboat provisions and poor communication between ships. The inquiries also highlighted the need for improved regulations and safety practices, which led to significant changes in maritime law, including the requirement for lifeboats for all passengers and the establishment of the International Ice Patrol. The Titanic's tragic end prompted profound changes in maritime safety regulations and practices. The disaster served as a stark reminder of the hubris and complacency that can accompany progress and innovation. The establishment of the International Ice Patrol and the implementation of stricter lifeboat requirements were direct responses to the shortcomings revealed by the sinking. The legacy of the Titanic extends beyond its tragic end. The ship's story has inspired countless books, films, and documentaries, each exploring different facets of the disaster and its aftermath. The Titanic serves as a poignant reminder of human resilience, the importance of safety, and the impact of technological advancements on our lives. The story of the Titanic also reflects broader themes of human nature and the consequences of overconfidence. It prompts us to consider how we respond to challenges and how we can learn from past mistakes to create a safer and more informed future. And there you have it, fellow explorers, the captivating story of the Titanic. From its grandeur and innovation to its tragic end and lasting legacy, the tale of the Titanic remains a profound and compelling chapter in history. We hope this journey through history has shed light on the mysteries surrounding this ill-fated ship. Remember to subscribe, comment, and stay tuned for more awe-inspiring content from Mysteric Thoughts. Thank you for joining us today. Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep seeking the truth. This is Mysteric Thoughts, signing up.